There we go. Sorry, my microphone was just stuck on mute for whatever reason. But good evening, ladies and gentlemen. Welcome back to the European Racing Series Grand Prix here in Austria. I'm fresh off my holiday, and I am looking forward to getting underway with this one. I'm Ben Reg McConnell, and joining me on the caster desk is the OG himself, JBM Caster Elder. How you doing?
I'm not too shabby, man. How are you?
I am not too shabby indeed. It's good to hear your voice. It's been too long.
Can you remember this game, by the way? Do you remember what this game is?
I hear that some cars go around a track and someone wins, and
well, some don't go around the track. Some go round in circles.
Yeah,
Max.
that's true. Yeah. Well, since you mentioned it, let's actually have a quick. Ooh, that was close. There's a couple of cars there in the pits that almost had a little tickle together. So there's a few drivers here that we've obviously seen return. Max is obviously back in Tier 1. His pace was good in Tier 2, and
at the moment he's back.
Yeah, for now until he kills someone. Yeah.
Yeah. Well, he's racing against Brownie. They got a good history.
They do. I was in that race, and it was a spectacular one to say the least. So you'll also notice that Hazard isn't here, and that's mainly because he has stepped down from league racing for a little while now, at least. There's no plan for him to return as it stands. He's quite enjoying life without league racing, but we are sad to see him go. We hope that he wish him all the best in everything he does. But hopefully he makes a return soon. Hopefully he sees the light and returns.
Well, hopefully Beak will not have any incidents for a while. I think that's one thing that's going to be going well for him after that.
Yeah, that's true.
But you missed a good race last week. An absolute stormer at Second Paul Ricard.
Okay.
I'm going to guess you haven't caught up on it.
No, not yet.
Well, I'll give you a guess who won, and you won't get it. They're not here today. That makes it a little bit easier for you.
Oh, well,
No?
And Nickton?
No.
I don't know.
Maranello, baby.
Oh, really? Okay.
Yeah. Got a beautiful win. It was battles throughout the entire race. He beat Dan to second. Third place was the man I'm currently on board with, Jorn, who's about to set one of the first flying lap. And yeah, it was battles throughout. It wasn't a huge grid. I think we had 13 drivers. But there's still constant battles between all the drivers across the track. And it was definitely a great race to watch. But yeah, so we're now here in Austria, which is looking a bit cloudy.
It is. I've actually had information about the weather. Jon saying the fastest time already, 105.225. That's actually a really good time. That's so
that's right. He's done his lap.
We're going to. Well, I just wanted to talk about that. The reason he did that there is because he has been learning no line, and he's currently driving with no line. He's been messaging me updates all day about how well he is or isn't doing, and he's very happy with himself as it stands. But Brownie's just beating him. Astro Boys is just beating him as well. So it's Brownie currently leading with a 104.639, and Yonti's just put him right next to him, 104.653.
Yeah, that's the expected pace you see on the opening laps. The 1.4s, the mid 1.4s. That's a good starting point to be at. Got 5 people up. The head of Fragioco in 6th. He's done it on the mediums. Max has gone out on hards. So far, Spicy's just putting in time for P4. Where is Dan's just started? Duop is going towards the end of his lap. Check something. I think.
Oh, he's in the pits.
He's in the pits. I think it was this one last week. Biggs retired. Sector 3. That's the last corner.
Is that retirement or is that a?
That's a crash. I reckon. I saw a yellow flag out.
I wonder if he was he actually. Did he? Yeah, he must have gone out on track, right? He didn't retire in the pits.
I think he's got a qualifying ban.
Yeah, apologies. I was thinking the same.
I do remember seeing something about that. I could be wrong.
I mean, he was going to get outside of the top 10 anyway, wasn't he? Let's be honest.
Easy watching
it. But, I mean, let's talk about the Haas boys in general, because they've actually had a really good... Obviously, I wasn't here for last week, so I don't know what happened last week. You may have to fill me in. But, in general, the Haas team have really been delivering, specifically Jonty. He has been absolutely flying just lately, and I really don't know how to describe why. What's changed? F1 2019 seems to be a game that's really worked for him. Nothing else has changed other than that, I can only imagine.
No, he was definitely looking good last season, and this season he's just upped his game. Maybe he has switched off every assist. I don't know if he had anything on before, and that's just made that a little bit quicker. Brought him into that next sort of tier of drivers as such. But yeah, I mean, last week he didn't do that great. He only came fifth. And his teammate Beaker retiring, I believe, according to my screen, finished 13th, which I think was the DNF. The surprise last week, and I was really saddened to see this, was Fragiaco nearly had pole. I was goading him on so much, and he was pit to the post by the man who knows France like the back of his hand, which is Ray Ray, who then crashed out quite early on.
Oh.
I was so unhappy to see Fragiaco not get pole. You know that we've been screaming his name for so long, just saying, look, he's going to get it to do well. Oh, he's messed it up again.
Yeah.
But last week I thought he had it, and then it was pipped to the post in like the final lap. And yeah. But then he ended up 10th after a dismal race. Just terrible start, drops like 6 or 7 places off the start, and never looked to recover it.
It's sad. One thing I've just realised is we haven't actually done a hot lap. And I can see that Brownie is about to come around to start a hot lap. Should we do a on board with him as he goes through?
Yeah, I just went a long way. I went from copy up instead of copy down to get to Brownie. And that's his teammate just spun ahead of him. That'll be Durislav. So here comes Brownie down the home straight. DRS wide open. DRS will be enabled beginning of lap 3, and it's activated immediately. You get it on this straight after the first corner, which is going to be a great one for seeing people to lose the back end. Getting validated. DRS then, as I say, activated immediately. Up the hill we go through the kink of turn 2. Not really a corner, but officially it is. Then there's a hard break in turn 3. This is such a hard corner. Get that power down at the right moment, a little too early there. And DRS once again down towards turn 4. Detection point for this is just before turn 3. And then turn 4. Great overtaking opportunity. Just try and send one down the inside here. And that's the end of the DRSs really for a little while. Let's go through kink of turn 5 into the double left hand of 6 and 7. If you can find the apex, we'll get there. And then through 7, and then the kink of turn 8 on the exit. That's probably invalidated there. No, he's still in mode 4. And then we come up to Yokoring corner, turn 9. Throw it in as hard as you can, and then the final corner, don't throw it in quite as hard, but try not to invalidate on the exit. And did he invalidate?
No, he did not.
He's perfectly fine. That shows how little we know.
Well,
he was definitely on track a good 2 times there.
Yeah.
And nothing.
It was very on the limit. I personally, I would have said that it looked like it invalidated too, especially that corner that Yonti's just gone through now. It looked like it, turn 8. But currently Yonti's he's invalidated. He's mode 0 already. He's got 96% ERS. So either he's coming into the pits, which he is not, or he's going to go again right now. So keep an eye on him. He is the person you can rely on to deliver incredibly quick lap times, mainly in the race though. He's not someone we've looked at too much for the quali pace, although he has surprised us on a couple of occasions, and wouldn't be surprised if he does. It's also Yon as well. Yon, who's just coming out of the pits now, he is another driver who honestly has just surprised me. I really didn't think he was going to be quick in 2019. I thought, in 2018 he had the potential to be quick, but he just didn't put enough time into it. 2019's come along and he's committed. He's really focused on being fast, and it's really paying off. He's absolutely killing it. Oh, Dennis almost had a wobble there, but he's all right. I turned 3 technically. Is it almost a killer for him?
Yeah, so I think Ewan actually got a win on Thursday in that league, beating out Meister there. So that was good for him to get that under the belt. Meister pitted him twice in the first 2 races. He's finally got one back. So good news for him as Yonti's backed out of his lap. So he'll be bringing this one into the pits. I thought he was going, but he's on red fuel, so I don't think he was.
Dennis is coming out. He's got the final few corners to go. Needs to make sure he doesn't run wide. They're so risky on that final corner, there, on the second to last corner, and then even on the final corner. If you just run a little bit too wide, you can easily fall behind there. But he does a 105.349, so not bad, but not quite top 10 worthy. But it's so close between those. Look at just ahead of him. 105.272, 105.225, 105.070. Literally 3 tenths. Even then, ahead of him, Pasic is only just ahead of him there. It's so close. It's good to see.
Yeah, quite tightly bound in the midfield. Front few are quite tightly bound as well, but then there is a bit of gap between Yonti and Astro Boys. 4th and 5th there. So when Max puts it, jumps up to P12 then for him. He is on the mediums at the moment though. And I believe it is a soft to medium strategy here. You can do softs to the hards if really needed, but I think this is quite a simple strategy, this one.
Yeah. I think so too. I'm not sure. I mean, they're all going for softs, but I don't know. I think the softs are gonna, in a track like this, there's not really any. I mean, 6 and 7, and I suppose the final sector, really, the whole final sector is the only area of the track where you'll actually get some proper wear in the tyres, unless you make mistakes under braking. So yeah, softs, mediums is doable. There's a Dan out of the way.
So Dan was it?
Yeah, second to last corner. Seemed to have lost it and somehow brought himself back together again. But here comes Pasic, crosses the line, is slower, so he's going for another hot lap now.
Well, let's see how he does. Jorn's just finished the invalidated lap, so he's coming around once again. By the looks of things anyway. Hopefully he's fueled up enough to actually do this extra lap. We've got 7 minutes left. Plenty of time. Duxie B's on a fly though. He's up by 2/10 already, and there's a yellow flag, so that's just slow cars.
Well, it's gone already, so yeah, I think it is just slow cars. Duxie B, like you say, is coming through the final corner, and he's actually another person who's really picked his game up in this season. And he's brought himself now up into P9, improves by a 10th, sorry, and now brings himself into that top 10 a bit further up. P9's where he's going to sit in the middle.
Oh, Spicy! Spicy's in the gravel.
Yeah.
That's turn 7. That's not a usual place you see people losing it. They've obviously just run a little wide, put a wheel on the grass, lost the back end, and has gone to the beach.
Yeah. He's gone to the beach and he's not catching any waves. He's going to have to go back now into the pits. There's no way he's going to be happy with that. Oh, almost lost it as well. I mean, you got to respect him. He did try and go out there on a medium compound push. His current fastest is a 105.070, and that's on softs. I think ultimately he's going to have to start on softs. You know, outside of the top 10, yeah, go for it, start on the mediums, maybe even go for the hards if you really, really want to go for it. But to be honest, in this situation, Austria is a track you have to go on the softs. There's just no way around it.
Well, you can start on the mediums outside the top 10. You're not going to qualify in the top 10 if you don't use it, though, because everyone will be using softs. But yeah, once you get outside the top 10, go for it. Why not at the end of the day? And take that little extra to try and do that long opening stint. See what works for you. Then you obviously get the quicker tyre later on.
Yeah.
See how it goes. Frederico P3 now, so looking good for him.
Dennis is going again. Go on.
We've been looking at a lot of drivers over the last few weeks, this season. Just going how much things have changed for them coming into 2019. I don't see anyone that has just dropped off the boil since 2018. Baroni had some problems early on, but he's managed to get himself back together and get back up. As you can see, he's currently top of the tables. I don't think anyone's massively dropped off the pace since changing.
There is one for me. There is one for me, and I bash on him a lot because I have a lot of love for the guy. But go on.
It's not Dennis, is it? I just saw him nearly
Dennis. He's all good. No, it was Beaker. Beaker. He is the person that in 2018 he was rapid and he was really picking himself up a little bit and pushing himself even further. I think it's not necessarily his just straight line pace in general. It's more his consistency. He seems to really struggle at keeping himself out of trouble. And ultimately, I think this is going to be his downfall throughout this one. Here comes Dennis. He's going to improve. He does. P5. There's a good jump. So 104.740 actually only has to improve by just over a 10, just under a 10, sorry, to jump Deonti.
Don't forget on the big point, towards the end of 2018, he was changing to the wheel, wasn't he? He only had a couple of months of wheel time. Then you change to a new game, you've got to learn it all over again. So it's a bit different. Obviously, then turning off assists as well, so you can start doing AOR.
Yeah.
All these things mount up to being a bit slow until you can get your groove back in. And maybe after Christmas, we might see him put in a few hours or few days over Christmas and get a little bit quicker. We'll soon see. I mean, yeah, he was winner of your league in the first season, wasn't he?
Yeah.
The season after that, he just scraped top 10. But that was because the quality of drivers above him really improved. And I just wonder if that has also slightly affected him mentally. Just, hang on, I won this last year. What's happened?
Yeah.
All of a sudden, I'm now battling to get a point. Maybe it's a mental game as much as anything to him.
Yeah, potentially.
But
I mean, go on.
You've been away for a week, and it is time for what, Reggie?
The predictions?
Calm before the storm.
Oh, it is.
It
Yes.
is.
I don't know why I forgot about that. We also didn't do the
We forgot about
predictions,
the predictions, but yeah.
oh, yes, it is that time. Oh, I actually love this bit of Austria as well because now you're going to see who's going to go for 2 attempts and who's going to go, realistically, who's going for the soft to hard strategy. Because if you're going to go for 2 attempts, you're going to have to do the soft to hard strategy. It's just going to take too much wear out of the tyre. In a track like this, it can easily do that. Currently, you got Jorn, Duxy B, Pasic, and Absinthe out there with Copy as well, all on out laps. You've got Spicy currently on a hot lap and Jerusalem who's done one. So, these are guys outside the top 10 anyway. Jurislav is going to really need to pick himself up there. Yeah, like I say, he's gone for the 2 runs, which means he's going to have to do a hard strategy, really.
Well, we'll see. I mean, he bailed out of his first lap quite early, I believe. So hopefully he's not taking too much life out of those tyres. But he is on again. Spicy's coming to the final corner now. And what's he going to do?
Hopefully not bin it this time. I know he did that in 7, but P5, good time. 4/10 improvement. I mean, it's marginal between him and Jonty, really, but in this sort of time of the session, you really need to be much faster than that, even if it's only by a 10th or 2. But just that 1 extra 10th, a 10th and a bit would put you in P3. That's just how close it is right now.
Druslav didn't really improve the time, didn't move up. Or he may have moved up 1. He's down in 13th, so he will not be making that top 10 battle. As Copy is out, where is he on the track? He's just behind where I was at the moment. So he's coming out towards turn 3. Just trying to find someone coming towards the end of that, which is Absinthe.
This corner here, turn 3, is a real pain. It is such a pain to get right. You want to get on the accelerator as early as you possibly can, but it's so scary to do. Absinthe coming to the line now. He goes P6. He does improve by a 10th and a half, but it's 0.03 of a second faster than Dennis.
Pasic improves by 2/10. Doesn't move up though. He is still going though. No, he's not. He's going round. Pasic is now facing the barriers. That's the end of his qualifying.
Ooh, okay, Jorn invalidated, so he's just reset himself to go for the final push here and now. Copy is currently coming around. He's made a mistake as well. I think he's invalidated his lap. That's going to be the end of his session. P2 for him. Fragioko coming for it as well. He's coming up towards sector 3. He's not going to be ready anytime soon. Where's Jonty? He's just a little bit further ahead of Fragioko. There's Astra Boys retiring from the session, so PA at best.
So Jonty was only up by a little bit. Fragioko's up by a little bit more. Where is Brownie? He's miles away, so I'm going to watch Jonty final corner. Can he improve up to P4? 3? He does.
Wow.
Can Fragioko take it back? I think the answer to that is yes.
He's weaving. Oh, he doesn't.
No.
I don't know how he didn't. Yeah.
He invalidated. He's up by over a 10th. And Dan, P3.
Dan, what a performance from Dan to get up there into P3 after such a short sort of like... He didn't really have a window to work with, and he managed to just make that happen. Copy currently finished on his lap. There's no way he's improving. Oh, there was a... Was there a punt there? I think there might have been. No, there wasn't.
Dennis, P6.
Yeah, good stuff.
P9. And your boy, Maxi boy.
Oh,
P6.
all right. Separating the Ferraris. Hello, Max. How you doing?
Welcome to Austria.
104.628. Literally 0.02 of a second ahead of Dennis there. That's the end of the qualifying session. Brownie taking pole position, ready for this race. And I've been trying to bring up the weather, but I've been having issues loading up the message. Let me just quickly find out what it was. Cloudy in the quali, light cloud in the race. So, but here is the qualifying rundown. So, Brownie takes pole position with Copy in P2, albeit by just a 10th. Dan there in P3 with Jonty in 4th, Fragioko 5th, Max in 6th, Dennis in 7th, Spicy in 8th, Absinthe 9th, with Duxby rounding out the top 10. Astra Boys is the best of the rest with Pasic in 12th, Jorn in 13th, and actually it's the top 13 that separate by just a second. Joslav's just outside of that in 14th place, and then you got Beaker in 15th and Dwip, who didn't get to do a time. I don't think I actually saw him on track at all.
No, top 9 separated by less than half a second. We got a race in our hand.
I mean, it's Austria as well, right? You've got DRS, and then you turn a corner, then you got DRS,
There's
and then you
so
turn
much
a
DRS.
corner. It's just, oh, it's insane. It's so good to see. I want to see so many actions, so many dives, especially going into turn 4. You're going to easily see a couple of dives going into there. It's just going to be extra good. I'm hyped. Are you hyped? Oh, I need a prediction. We haven't done predictions in qualifying. We need predictions for the race. Go on.
Well, I want to see the grid again quickly, but people are taking their time. I'm going
Well,
for a shock though for
go on.
P3. I reckon Max is going to get on the podium.
I mean,
If
there's
he
no.
stays out of trouble, he'll
Yeah.
put it on the podium. That's a big if, though. A
So
very big if.
I'm kind of with you to an extent. I mean, the Max of old, we would have laughed at that sort of thought and said, "There's no way that he's going to do that. He just makes far too many mistakes. He's far too ambitious, and he just can't seem to compose himself." However, Max now seems to be a little bit more refined. He's really calmed himself down a little bit in terms of the dives, except for one race in particular, which we'll gloss over. But
There's more than one.
yeah, but that one was by far the worst one.
Yeah.
If he can keep himself under control, I think you're right. P3 is definitely on the cards, and potentially even going to be in P2 maybe. But ultimately, I think you're a fool to look anywhere other than Yonti and Brownie in the top 2. Which way round is going to really dictate from the start, to be honest. I think the first stint is going to be the most crucial one. Yonti has got really fast race pace, but Brownie just seems to be a lot faster today here in Austria. So I am going to go Brownie Yonti 1 and 2. And I'm actually going to put Mr. Italian in P3.
Okay. Well, I'm going Yonti. You went Brownie Yonti, so I'm going Yonti Brownie. Then I'm going for Max. I do think he has the ability. I love Fragioco, and I want to see him do well. But Max does have pace, and this is a track that I've seen him on before, and he does do pretty darn well. And I look at the people ahead of him that he can beat. Copy, Dan, and Fragioco. 3 drivers he can beat. On his day, he can beat him. When he's not on his day, which is 90% of the time, he's going to be probably around P14 by the end of the race. DNF, most likely.
Yeah. I do want to see a miracle drive from Beaker, especially given the fact that he had a qualifying ban. I'd love to see him just work his way through the track. But that's the area where Beaker makes mistakes, right? Is when he's trying to overtake people in areas that is not too easy. Austria is a place where you can do it quite easily. But it's going to be really down to him understanding what the other driver is trying to do, and then trying to capitalize on that and make an opportunity on their mistakes. Here we are, rolling up
around here. You've got so many places to overtake. Don't just throw it in the first corner you come to with another person going, "Oh look, a gap! Bang! Oh, I've lost the front wing."
Yeah.
Wait for the right corner, but we're waiting for the lights.
Yes, we are. All lights are on. We're going to be waiting for them to disappear, and once we do, we're going to be underway with the Austrian Grand Prix, and immediately there is no delay this time round. Brownie rushing to get to the first corner, but he makes a mistake. There's going to be Copy looking for an inside line in towards turn 1. Is he going to get the move done and dusted? It's a really tough one to pull out, but I think he's just ahead, and Dan's actually trying to capitalize on this as well. There is no gap for you to get through, although they've just separated now. Copy's got the inside line, Brownie's got the outside. Dan is the meat in this sandwich. Copy runs a little bit deep, but he manages to get the race lead. Brownie's just held Dan off a little bit, and it's going to stay like that, at least for now.
Some nudging going on in the background. Definitely some front wing coming off. It looked like Williams with Daxby just stopped at the apex before he got there. I think he's having some glitching issues. I see him jumping around a little bit. 14 nearly got spun. Pasic nearly got spun in corner 1, but he's clear now. But there is definitely some damage on one of the cars towards the back as Dan gets past Yonti. P3. Is it Duop's got damage?
Oh, it's still going strong between Yonti and Dan, but oh, look at Max coming in for this as well. He's looking for an inside line here on Yonti. Yonti's just losing places left, right, and centre. Somehow, Yonti's managed to defend it just a little bit more. He's kept himself in P4. There's not much more he can do about this other than just stay on the back of Dan, use the slipstream, use the DRS, and just try and manage the loss that he's already had and keep Max at bay. Max is looking.
Spicy's definitely making moves as well. He's just got past Absent down into turn 1. 2 Ferraris going line of stern as well. Definitely no team orders in that one. As they nearly took a shot through off in the second last corner, but looking like Fragioco is looking to make moves. He outbrakes his teammate. That almost looked like a let by. Dennis just broke so early.
Dennis does have sound issues. He doesn't have engine sound. in these games, so he is going to be struggling in that respect. But I did see Yonti make a mistake as well going in towards turn 3. He actually overshot it. That's why Max has now jumped up to P4. I'm keeping an eye on Spicy and Absinthe as well, as Spicy and Absinthe were scrapping coming out of turn 1. Absinthe has managed to get past him and reclaim his position, should we say. And let's have a look really quickly at the biggest winners and the biggest losers. Currently the biggest loser is Pasic. He has lost 4 places and had to go into the pits. I can only imagine due to wing damage. But the biggest winner is currently tied between Beaker and Yorn. And both the drivers are actually really solid positions overall.
Yeah, they've had that good start that they needed, up a few places. Copy crucially took the lead. I'm not sure how he managed that, because now Brownie is battling to get past, and we're still... I mean, there's no gap bigger than a second in the top 10. And even if you include the top 13, they're all still within a second of each other. There's going to be Slipstream City here. It's going to be a case of who is the latest on the brakes at times. Dan is right in the rear of Brownie, coming off turn 3. Brownie under a little bit of trouble here. Dan might fancy a dive, but Brownie does have DRS to help him defend. And Dan isn't even interested. He's still in mode 0.
But Brownie just went a little bit further into the corner. I mean, he didn't really lose anything there, but Dan also didn't see the opportunity to attack. Brownie just ran seriously out to the outside and took the exit curb. Whereas Dan could have got a much tighter line and just shot off down the inside of him. The only downside to that is you are going to be on the outside for the next corner, for the next 2 corners, to be honest. But, you know, it's still an opportunity for you. And, you know, it'd be nice to see Dan go for it. Oh, he has a little wobble there. This might actually bring Max into this now. Look how close he is, ready for the attack. They both have DRS. They're going to be defending as much as they possibly can. Max just falls away a little bit, and Yonti's right on the limit there of losing DRS to Max.
Yeah, how often do you think you'd ever hear that?
It is because Yonti's turned line off. That is the reason why he's lacking the pace. He's making mistakes. That's the issue. He hasn't got the consistency that he had before. So I'm not expecting to see... If I had thought about that beforehand when I did my predictions, I wouldn't have actually put Yonti in the top 3 at all, to be honest, based on that alone.
He's still there. He's still there. And it's not over yet. They're still quite tightly bound up front. The biggest gap in the top 10 is now just at a second between Yorn and Duxie B, who's actually in 11th. That doesn't really count. But so there's still quite a close battle going on across the grid here. And it's for anyone to take at the moment. It's still early, still early doors.
Yeah.
As there's a little gap now starting to form between Dennis and Absinthe.
Yeah, there's also a little scrap going on for P11 at the minute. Beaker working his way through the field, looking for an opportunity down the inside of Duxby in the second to last corner. It's a very difficult corner to pull it off, and he realises he had to back out. But now he's got the opportunity to attack as Duxby is outside of DRS range. Beaker's already on the back of him. This does open him back up again for another attack, though. He's managed to get through. He got Astro Boys around the back of this battle as well. He might be able to capitalise too, although Beaker could lose 2 places. He doesn't have DRS to defend with. Duxabee's coming for him, and so is Astro Boys. Duxabee going round the outside towards turn 3. He's got his car fully ahead now, and whilst Beaker will have DRS here, he has to worry about that Red Bull behind him.
Does he have DRS? Yes, he does. Just. He was obviously behind at the point that it mattered, but Astro Boys pulled out of the slipstream, looking to make moves. Still trying. He's still there. She's not just bailed out. A little wheel to wheel. Astro Boys gets away with that one. Beaker gets away with it as well. Holds the place for now. Still on the rear of Duxie B. And yeah, Max has picked up a 3-second penalty, which you would have just seen at the beginning of this lap.
Yep.
And so not the best start from him. And maybe that's going to be his downfall today.
Well, hopefully it's the wake-up that he needs to remind him that he has to maintain the pace. But here, look, Brownie attacking race leader Copy, who managed to get him on the first lap. It's now going to be revenge. I got redemption and revenge mixed up, and I made my own word up there, revengement. But he's going for it now. Copy takes the outside, or the inside, sorry, for turn 3. There's going to be Brownie going round the long way around, and he's going to... I think he's got it. Has he got the drive to go with it? It's going to be really tense. Who's got the DRS? Neither driver has DRS. But Brownie is ahead. He has raised lead. Copy's going to have to slot in behind him, and Dan's getting closer. He's made a mistake there, though. Locked up just a little bit. Getting stuck on the back of these two now is an opportunity for Dan to close up. Max needs to capitalise on this and bring himself within this battle.
Yeah, he's not too far off the back, but his teammate is there. Could potentially just hold off Dan a little bit. Max is only half a second, not even half a second off the back of these guys. If you can just keep on the track, then he'll start reading them in. But crucially for Max, he needs to get away from Yawn more than anything.
Yeah.
Break that DRS gap, then you can focus on the guys in front. And as long as Max keeps making little mistakes, it's not going to happen anytime soon. Just a little mistake, a little wobble off that final corner as Spicy's making moves on Dennis back there in ninth. He's not making it.
He's done that too many times there. Turn 1, I've seen him cut that really hard. He must be on 2 warnings now. Dennis has DRS to defend with, but doesn't have the slipstream that Spicy does. Spicy's looking for a move. There's no door open for you there, sir, and that's Dennis holding on to P8. Slowly bringing him... Oh, big mistake there from Dennis, actually. Lost the back end there, getting a little bit too heavy on the throttle. He's caught himself again, but Spicy couldn't capitalise on it. One more of them, and I think that's going to be a little change of positions.
Yeah, Beaker is now through on Duxie, but sliding down the inside is Astros. Astros just hit the rear of Beaker, spun himself, and into the front of Duxie B. Big mistake there from Astro Boys, cost himself a race and ruined Duxie B's front wing. And Duxie Boy will be limping this one back to the pits and probably going to be plumb last.
Yeah, Astro is going to be in a bit of trouble as well for leaving the session. That is a rule that is not allowed. But Absinthe getting a penalty as well, so he's joined Max there as the only 2 drivers so far to have a time penalty due to multiple warnings. Dan is slowly losing up, and Yonti joins him straight away as well. Dan is slowly losing ground on copying. This is going to play to Max's benefit. If Dan doesn't figure it out, what's going wrong, then Max is going to be able to pounce. He's already lining for it. Dan gets on the curb just a little bit. Max has a little bit of a wobble there, gets a bit too heavy on the accelerator. Just sort of caved under the pressure there, and that's just separated them up a little bit. And actually, Yonti's right on the back of him, look.
Yeah, we've got a little 6-car battle here for effectively race lead. Great to see. Dennis and Absinthe behind are still squabbling over who wants to be P7. They swap back, and I think they swapped again, and they're going to swap again. Yes, they are. Dennis is currently P7 for this corner. We'll find out next corner.
He's held on to it just for now. Absinthe is just going to have to sit on the... Oh, Dennis makes a mistake again. I'm seeing this far too often now. He just gets caught up on the curbs a little bit, spins his rears, and that's the issue. He starts to destabilise the car. He's run wide there. That's going to be a warning for him.
Johnson made a mistake off the final corner. Frederick is through, up into P5. Big mistake there from Yonti, just ran really wide, get on the grass a little bit, and down he goes one position. And that's actually good news for Max, because now Frederick doesn't have DRS, and Max can start pulling away and hopefully make it a 4-way battle for the lead.
Yeah. And Max has the benefit of being able to manage his ERS, because honestly, this track is all about ERS management. And it's so much easier to be the chasing car to manage your ERS because you've got the slipstream, because you've got the DRS. You can easily manage your ERS a lot more by just using it. Here comes Absinthe for a move.
Big spin.
Here you go.
Frederick, no, he didn't spin, he just lost the rear end. Fragioco going through turn 4. It collected Yonti, but I think Yonti got damage. Looks okay, actually. Visually, just from our point of view, fine.
Yeah, at the same time, Absinthe was looking for an inside line on Dennis. It was a door that got shut very swiftly on him, but he tried it, and he's going to be all over him in the same way that Yonti is right now, all over Fragioco. Coming up to the home straight, this is going to be an opportunity for Yonti to attack. He needs to manage these penalties, though. We know he's got one already, and if he doesn't keep his calm a little bit, he's going to be in trouble coming in towards the rest of this track. Looking for a good line through turn 1. Has to do a little bit of a move there because Fragioco had a bit of a wobble again. But this time, I think this is going to be Yonti going for it. Max is going for Dan. He's in a P3.
He's got it.
Yeah, well done, Max. Maybe our P3 prediction was actually pretty bang on then.
Well, surprisingly, I'm not used to that actually happening. But I've been watching Yonti for a little bit this race. I think he needs to turn line back on for a little bit longer. It's too early to go into competitive situations for him. I've seen him, and I'm looking again. You're braking earlier than I do, and I'm terrible.
I'm watching Max and Dan. They are scrapping again. Max did lose the position to Dan once more. And Max is just all over the back of Dan. This is the area where Max tends to make mistakes. When he's this close, when he's just had P3, and he's so desperate to get that position back, he doesn't like losing it. And that's when you start to see him make those mistakes. As it stands, though, he's okay. That's the curb of killers. I'm going to call it from now on, because that curb has killed my race so many times. And he's all over the back of Dan again. So, this is going to be attempt number 2. The final corner, yeah.
So turn 10 is now officially known as Raggy Corner.
Yeah, I'll take that.
You hang on the ragged edge. Fragioco in and out. No nose, just wheels for him. Onto
Max
the
on
hard,
Dan.
so...
Max on the inside again on Dan. Same move, same place, same exact scenario. But this time, is Max going to be able to hold Dan off? Dan was very swift on the back of him last time. Doesn't have DRS though to attack. He's actually pushing Max along a little bit. Max is just trying to defend it as quick as he can, trying to hold him off. And Dan is going to go deep into the corner. Max is looking for a cutback, but Max knows now he's made a mistake. He's on the outside for the next corner, and there's no way for him to attack now unless Dan runs him wide, which he's trying to do. Max is trying to stick it out, and it's just nowhere for him to go. And there's a yellow flag sector 2. Who's that?
Well, so spicy. He's just dropped 2 places. A little wobble there from Dan's rear end. I've got a lovely camera angle, so I don't want to swap away at the moment.
Spicy's fine. I think he did. It was spicy, but he's fine. Oh, Max is so close to back of Dan.
He just looks like he's just trying to nudge him. Get out of the way. Come on, move it. I'm coming through here. Just going to start to approach these pit windows now. We're starting to see some of the soft pitters going on to... So far, it's been onto the hards. So probably another few laps, then they'll be going on to the mediums. Max now down the inside once again. Is he going to make this work? He's going to try and run him out. He's going to try and do a Max Verstappen on him, but didn't quite do it as well as Max Verstappen did. And he's got the drive, though.
Yeah, and that's the thing. He did the right move this time round. He managed to hold the inside and make sure that Dan didn't get a better run out of the corner, because ultimately that was what cost Max the last 2 laps. He let Dan get a good run out of the corner. Max has learned from that mistake, and now he's holding Dan to rights. Dan is behind him. The one worry I have now for Max is he's going to have to survive 3 DRS zone attempts from Dan on the next lap. It's not easy to do, full stop.
Look at the lead he's pulled out on just half a lap. If he can nail this, Dan's in the pits anyway.
I wonder if he's going to try the undercut.
Well, Yonti's trying it as well on Dan, so we'll soon see. I mean, if they come out on hards, it's going to be quite difficult to do the undercut. If they come out on mediums, then they should be okay. And Yonti's going for mediums, Dan's going for hards. So split strategy there. That's an interesting call.
Yeah, very odd indeed. Beaker came in earlier. He obviously went on mediums as it is as well. Yonti's followed suit. So clearly the mediums seem to be the better tyre, or at least Haas seem to think so. And knowing their race engineer, I wouldn't put it past them. Absinthe all over the back of Yawn, the 2 Red Bull sister teams. Here comes Absinthe looking for a move down the inside. Bit of a lock up there. Nowhere for him to go. Hasn't had any damage or any contact of any kind. He's still on the back of Yawn. So he's just going to have to wait now for the home straight and then try and attack again.
Yeah, and just wondering how long these front runners are going to stay out on those mediums. Yawn, 3-second penalties, and run very deep in that corner as well. And hasn't lost too much, though, fortunately, as race leaders have pitted. Oh, that's a big penalty to get.
Yeah.
Is he going to come out ahead of, I think he's going to not.
I think he will. I think he's fine. Unless he's got damage. That's the only way that he's not going to get out in front of him. Yeah, he's good.
No.
Yeah, Brownie's out. Yeah, everything's exactly the same. But something to note. Yes, he has that 5-second stop-go penalty as well. He also has a 3-second time penalty to add to that. So 8 seconds is the current situation for Brownie. He is going to have to grow wings and fly. Unfortunately, he's sat in the wrong team for that. So he's not really going to have that aid. He's going to have to try and figure out a way to push out as fast as possible. I think he knows it. I think he knows he's in serious trouble now. And I don't know what he's going to do to sustain this win.
So undercut from Dan and Yonti worked. They're now ahead of Max. And quite a way ahead of Max as well. Dan's about 5-6 seconds ahead. Yonti is 4 and a bit ahead of Max. So great undercutting from those 2.
I think Renault double stacked. Because Copy was in.
Did, but I don't know if they actually double stacked, as in it affected Max's time. I don't know about that.
Well, I mean, he was right there with Dan, and he's now lost to 5.5. Well, more than that. If he lost out to Dan was behind him. Then he must have got double stacked. That's the only. Either that or he made a huge mistake on the exit.
Well, could have done. Tyres were going off, so quite possible. But Yawn has hit, and Max will move back ahead of him. So I think if there was a big problem, Max would be, well, with 6 seconds penalty, but behind Yawn, and he's ahead for now. He definitely came in at the same time as Copy. Whether or not he was affected by the pit stop, I didn't see, unfortunately.
Well, we will have to keep an eye out and see what happens furthermore. Absinthe. We've seen get a few penalties in the same scenario as Max has, and them two are really scrapping for position ultimately because everyone else ahead of him. Oh, there's contact between the two. Absinthe just gets a little bit quick into the back of Max. Max was a little bit of a wobble there. I'm not sure if he was weaving or what, but to my eye, it looked like he was moving more than he should have been. Absinthe goes into the back of him. I didn't see any damage though. I don't know if you caught anything.
No, I wasn't bored with Absinthe. Didn't see anything fly. We do not see all the damage they do.
No.
We see the major damage, like end plates and elements, but there's quite often like 20% of damage we don't see.
Yeah.
So who knows?
That fastest lap there from Copy is going to scare the living hell out of Brownie, knowing that he's in trouble. 8 seconds of penalties. Copy on the back of him, completely clean. 0 seconds of penalties, full stop. Dan going for a move on Jurislav. Jurislav not really able to defend this. Hasn't got the tyres to fight it. Dan manages to get past him pretty smoothly, pretty simply. Jurislav's going to try and use this DRS to just keep himself holding up a bit of place. Maybe gain some ground when he does pit. And ultimately, where is he fighting? He's fighting sort of Duxby area, isn't he? Duxby, Pasek.
Yeah. Absolutely trying to make moves back on Max. Look at the switch back now. Doesn't quite get the drive that he's after. Max holding on to P8. And crucially now, Max is now in the DRS, of Dennis. So that will help him defend. Same age tyres on these two cars. Dennis on slightly older hard tyres. So the media should be good against the hards for now.
So, I have a penalty update for you. If you don't hear me say their name, then they don't have a penalty. As you can see, Dennis makes a mistake there. That's actually helped him a bit more. Brownie having more problems. What did he see?
Brownie 3-second penalty, and someone else got a 3-second before that. I think it might have been Dennis.
Well, Dennis went off seriously wide on the second to last corner. So yeah, I think you're right. I think it would have been a pretty severe penalty. We'll come back to the penalty rundown in a second because Max is just flying past Dennis right now. Dennis is going to try and hold the inside. He's not going to be able to because Max has already got full car length ahead of him.
Absolute damage. Just didn't brake in time. It straight back at Dennis. Damage then on the Red Bull and the Bassel going behind. Beaker and Yawn actually. There's a lot of Bassels. This is good.
Another nudge. Absinthe just goes into the back of Max. Again, right side, no damage though, somehow. I don't know how he's managed to keep it clean enough to do that, but he has managed to keep himself out of trouble. Here comes Beaker, looking for a move down the inside now, and Absinthe. Absinthe runs wide because he hasn't got the left turn ability with that right end plate missing. And you can see Absinthe just doing everything he can to hold it, but Beaker's going to go for a move here. This is going to be nice and simple. Just slips on past him, up into P9, and Jon's going to be looking to do the same thing very quickly as well. Oh, he's through.
Absinthe staying out for now. And Yawn. Oh, he's not. Wheel to wheel there. Yawn surviving. Absinthe left in no room to come back on. I don't know if anyone's at fault there, but they are as they were. Absinthe still with that front wing damage. Yawn wants to get past. Absinthe needs to calm down a little bit. Max is making it through up ahead. Yawn going to slide down the inside then of Absinthe and try and go past. They're now side by side coming off the corner. That's it. 3-second penalties. Yawn is ahead just as we're coming towards the braking zone. Who is going to lead on the exit though?
Oh, Dennis just made a magical move on Max. So Max managed to get the move done in turn 3 and it's pretty solid. Again, similar situation as before when you saw Dan go around the outside and get a better run out of the corner. And then you see Dennis do the exact same thing. And now they're just scrapping side by side throughout the entirety of this. Max gets a little bit on the curb, but they're still wheel to wheel throughout the whole lap almost. And now Max is just having to filter in behind him a little bit, prepare himself for the home straight. But both of them look like they're losing control of the car. Max just had to back out a little bit there because he was getting a bit too quick onto Dennis. And here we go again.
They're going to go 3 wide, aren't they?
Well, yeah, because Beaker's alongside of him. He's actually going to be getting him all the way in towards turn 1. Max looking for a cutback on him. Nowhere to get it. And Max actually, wow, Max gets the cutback perfectly.
Just carried a little bit more speed through than Beaker. Beaker obviously had to take a tight line through that corner. Max held his nerve. Beaker trying to go back through. They are so closely bound here. One mistake can cost you everything here today. Absinthe is still hanging around. He's not going quietly just yet. But Max is now ahead. But Dennis, is he going to get the switchback? No, Max has done it. He's held the line that he needed to do. That's what he's struggled with earlier. Is getting that line to block the other guy. Just get in front of them, or don't get fully past them. They have a chance to switch back. Just get alongside and run them out of road. And he's finally made it stick. And will Beaker make it stick as well?
Well, I'm also keeping an eye on the front runners as Brownie is under attack from Copy. We know that Brownie's got a serious amount of penalties. He's got the 6 seconds of corner cutting penalties, and he's also got the 5-second stop go penalty for for speeding in the pit lane, and Copy just takes off past him like an absolute rocket. Brownie is just going to have to hope that Copy's tyres disintegrate later on.
Oh! Dennis, bad drive off the corner. He's just lost place to Beaker and Yawn. Yawn is looking fighty. He's going to have Beaker, though. Going to try and around the outside of turn 3. Dennis is still there. If there was a gap, he would go for it. Yawn trying around the outside. Not enough pace out there for him. But he's made it stick.
Yeah.
Great driving there from Yawn. This is some great midfield driving right here. Yawn's not got DRS. That's why he's going back at Beaker. Lock up from behind from Dennis. Yawn's still holding it, but Beaker is still there. He's not given up. He's got the inside now for turn 6. Beaker is not quite there. Now he is. For now.
He's got him. I think he's actually got him, although Yon's going to try and hold out around the outside. It's not quite worked out. Yon gets a little bit on the grass there. Ooh, bit of a weave.
Yeah, Yon ain't happy with that. Beaker just left in no room whatsoever on the outside. Just ran him off the road. Rammed him, not ran him.
Beaker's made a mistake himself, so this is Karma coming into it now. As you can see, Yawn on the back of him already, slipstreaming him right the way up towards turn 1. He's going to be looking for the slingshot through this corner, and ultimately now Beaker is in trouble, has no DRS to defend with. Yawn doesn't have a lot of ERS to work with, although Beaker has even less. So this is going to be Yawn just sliding around the outside. He needs to maintain this. Beaker can't afford to push him out though, and he doesn't. Yawn manages to get the move done. Beaker now, what can he do to return the favour?
He has DRS, that was going to help him. He's now starting to close in as he goes downhill, down into turn 4. He has a look, doesn't go for it. Dennis locking up again, that front right Dennis. Must look like a 50p by now. It's just been locked up so often into turn 4. And yeah, so he's just not doing too well on the tyres. I wouldn't have thought by now. Beaker runs a little bit wide, kicks up some dust into Dennis's face. And it's looking like it's going to calm down a little bit for a moment.
I think we can rest our voices for a second. I didn't even get a chance to finish that penalty rundown from earlier. We might even need a fresh one, but we can also talk about... Yeah, I think we definitely need a fresh one. We can also talk about Jurislav, who's done 21 laps on his hard compound tyres, which means he's going to be transitioning now over to, I can only imagine, the soft. Yeah, he has. So a soft run from here is tough. He's got 14 laps to do. But, you know, we saw 11 earlier, and that was even on qualifying, used on qualifying lap tyres as well. So, you know, Jurislav should be fine. I think the one thing we can watch, though, is just if he has the pace to close up. 6.1 seconds is the gap finishing the pits. He's going to have to really commit to bring himself up there as Pasic gets a 3-second time penalty.
Well, Duke in front of him is on 20 lap old medium, so his will start dying any moment. And then he'll have to pit for a fresh set of softs for himself. So Jurislav should make short work once he gets up the back of him. And it's then up ahead, you've got some 8 and 10 lap, currently 8 and 10 lap old mediums to get a point. It's not out of the realms of possibility yet for Jurislav. But it's some good quick laps with those tyres, and you'll have some points.
Well, I mean, Dwip's going to have to pit. He's done 20 laps on the mediums. He's not really in a position to carry that out. I mean, even his teammates in the same situation as well, at 20 laps on those mediums. Then you got Spicy, who's 11 laps in on his mediums. He should be able to take them to the end, but he's going to be feeling a little bit rough. Dennis getting a penalty there. In fact, on the topic of penalties, let's just quickly cover that. So, Copy has a 3-second time penalty. Brownie has 6 plus the 5 from the stop go. Then you got Yonti, who's got 3. Max, who's got 6. Yawn, who's got 3. Dennis, who's got 3, but he's just got another 3, so 6 in total. Absinthe has 9. Jurislav has 3, and Pasic has 6.
So this could spell doom for Brownie at the moment. He could drop out the podium.
Yeah.
9 seconds. About 10 seconds is where Fragioko is. And he's currently P5, so this could be bad for Brownie. He needs that. I've done this before. I don't know if you caught how many times I jinxed them over the last week.
I didn't.
Just constant jinx, jinx, jinx. Everything I said about Bradley, he'd do something wrong that second. I'm not talking about Bradley for the rest of the race. He is the man in the McLaren car. That's all I'm going to say.
But we can't even talk about it much more anyway, because ultimately the only thing we can say is he's just going to fall down the order.
Don't say that, he'll get another penalty.
I thought that was it. I'm not going to lie. I thought that was it. But now Jurislav is starting to chuck up in some lap times. He's already brought his gap down from 6.1 to 3.5. So 2 laps in, really giving it a good one. And ultimately, the person who's looking in a really solid place at the minute is Dan. Dan is in if we go a gap to leader, he is 7.2 seconds off. Copy's got a 3-second time penalty. So all Dan has to do is just start pushing it a little bit harder. Yes, he's on the hards. The one thing going for him is that Copy's on the mediums and 10 laps in, so later on his tyres will start to disintegrate a little bit more. Dan will be in a position where he's going to have more life in the tyres, should still be able to maintain quick lap times overall, and that will bring him into a line where he might actually be able to contest for a race win.
Yeah, I'm not counting it out yet. As you're just saying, Copy's going to have to go to the end on those mediums. He's not going to pit again for a set of softs. That would be absolutely ludicrous. And you're looking at Duke, he's starting to slow down. Pasek stops after 22 laps. How many laps is Copy going to have to do on his? About 22. Give or take, I can't do that.
And another 11, yeah, so 22. It'd be 23 effectively. But yeah, I mean, let's have a look at Dwip's probably not the best example to go for because he's been struggling with pace anyway here. P11 right now, he's going to have to pit, and when he comes out of the pits, he's probably going to come out around about Absence area. Although Absence is in the pits at the minute anyway. So, we can't really base it on that. Although, you can bear in mind that, he's going to be struggling regardless. I don't know. It's going to be a tough one for Copy. That's all I can say.
Well, I mean, Beaker's struggling to get past. He's staying with Yawn at the moment, even though Yawn is 5 lap fresher tyres on the back of Max. And Beaker's about to stay with him on 15 lap old. So, never say never for Copy, but also don't be surprised if he suddenly drops off the boil. I think it could go both ways at this point. And
it really
Dan
could.
is in a good position to take something. If Copy gets another penalty, Max has gone AI.
He went AI so he could type in the chat. He said rain in 10 minutes. Beaker on the back of Yawn though, and that's actually bringing them both into a position where he can attack. This is again going to be Yawn having to lose a place here. Beaker's going to go for a double dive here. A massive move if he can pull this one off. This is going to be it's absolutely going to be the move of the weekend. If he can push hard, he's going to be coming around the outside. He's got it. This is it now. He's going to be sitting on the inside, making sure that Max can't get the cutback on him. Do not let any space on that apex there, otherwise Max will snatch you from him. Beaker with a huge double overtake in 2 corners. We've got yellow flag sector 1.
Yeah, Yawn's line was compromised by Max. 100%. Max went into chat, went AI, slowed down. That put Yawn off. And that allowed Beaker to slip on past. So Max, once again, messing up other people's races by doing things like that.
Well, he messed up his own race as well. He lost that place to Beaker when he could have just managed the pace a little bit. Yeah, he's going to be on the back of Beaker here. Beaker's not going to have DRS or ERS really to work with. But again, it's a similar situation. He wouldn't need to be in this situation if he just drove properly in the first place. I thought he was going to run into Beaker there. He does run a bit deep into the corner, doesn't clip the apex, loses a lot of time there to Beaker, and Yawn's on the back of him.
Yeah, Spice to a 3-second penalty down there in 10th. That could be costly. Jurislav's in a similar sort of situation penalty-wise. Max is trying to make a dive down Beaker just from a different country, I think. So nowhere near.
No.
But yeah, still as is. Absolute 3-second penalty to his
Yawn!
name.
Yawn's got for a huge move down the inside of Max, and he pulls it off. That was so late braking there. He manages to just get down the inside. Max is alongside of him, but this is going to be Yawn's corner, as he is the inside line. Max has tried this twice.
Oh, no, he hasn't.
I thought he was gone. I thought he was dead there. I thought that was going to be the end of Max, but no, he's kept it in. P8 still for him. He's lost 2 places, and it's his own fault. No one else to blame.
Yeah, he just nudged the wheels of Yawn to stabilise his car, and that was the end of that. And now he's going to be driving angry, and I think we're going to see a Max of yesteryear.
Yep, I'm completely with you on that one. This is really a test for him now to see if he's going to be able to do his old style of racing, or if he's going to do the right style of racing, which is just stay focused, work on trying to manage your ERS and your gaps, and just push as much as you can, really.
Well, that's all he can do at this point in time, isn't it?
Yeah.
Is just keep up the pressure on these guys in front. You've got fresher tyres than one of them, and the other guy's only 1 lap different to you. Keep up the pressure. Try and keep away from Dennis behind, because as soon as Dennis gets in there, he might start bringing in Spicy, and then Jurislav will catch up on those softs, and I don't know what's going to happen after that. So try and keep up the pressure on these guys. While keeping up pressure, Frederico is still on the back of Yonti. He's been there for a fair few laps.
Can I also point out that Fragioco is looking on point here to take P3. I don't think he has any penalties, whereas we know Yonti does, and he's within that gap anyway. And then we know that Brownie has a lot, so he's going to fall down too. And ultimately, it's going to be, if he stays as is, it's going to be copied down for Fragioco.
Which is going to be an interesting result, isn't it?
Yeah.
I mean, Yonti's, I think he's starting to turn it up again. I think he's just taking time to get used to the track. Max doing Max things. And I think that might cost him points, right? It's getting towards that stage for Max. He's definitely going to be losing a lot of places. As Beaker and Yawn swap places. Max is still there. Oh, little contact. I think Yawn
Yawn, again, really aggressive there. Just pushes Max towards the grass. Yawn was just trying to hold his position, make sure that Max didn't have the inside line. Max just managed to keep himself composed, didn't lose the car, didn't lose his temper, and manages to sit here now in between the two of them on the back of Beaker, ready to attack when we get to the home straight. And ultimately, this is showing a new leaf of Max.
Well, yeah, Yawn did a good job to actually get out of the way. He realised that Max was there. Pushed Max onto the grass. Max was in a position to fight that. Yawn then pushed him, left him no room. Max still struggling for grip though. He comes off the final corner a little bit sideways. It's all still to play for here.
It really is. Honestly, this is starting to spice up even more than it was already. We've literally had action from the word go. The lights went out and we've had action non-stop. We saw Copy go for a move and Brownie has managed to hold out in the race lead for quite a while. Brownie managed to regain it a few laps later, but then lost it again not long after that as Max and Beaker have a little bit of contact between the two. I'm not sure what happened there.
Well, Max did a very tight dive into the turn 3. I don't know if he then nudged Beaker, but Beaker definitely got a lot of opposite lock and they're both in the wall. And that... I don't think that was deliberate, but I mean, it definitely didn't look good.
I'm not quite sure what happened. It looked like Max made a mistake and went left. And there's another contact as well. Beaker and Jurislav come together. Jurislav runs into the side of Beaker. I'm not sure whether or not Beaker knew he was there or not. Yeah. He's got wing damage as well. It's a shame. He had such a good comeback drive to be in the position he's in now. He's still gained 6 places. He's definitely into the pits. Not sure if he's going to be retiring or not, but I think...
Well, he might end up having to be forced retired after the collection of penalty points. He definitely was the main cause for the Jurislav incident. There's no two ways about that. Yeah. Jurislav now coming under pressure from Duet, and Jurislav's going to hold Duet. Jurislav picks up any damage after that? No, he looks okay. Beaker's going to be coming out again. Max is in the pits as well. And Europe is now streaming past Jurislav. I think that might have just killed off Jurislav's tyres.
I mean, I could be seeing things.
29 lap old tyres.
Yeah.
9 lap old tyres.
Well, this is what I was going to say. I mean, I don't know if I'm looking at this right or not, but 29 laps on medium compound tyres. With 4 laps to go, 5 if you include the remainder of the one that they're on right now. Surely that's a puncture. Surely that's a puncture.
Or is it? I thought he just went. I just saw a wobble in the corner. I thought it might have just gone there, but he's still going.
Oh, Fragioco, Yonti. Big contact between the two of them. Fragioco just gained so much pace onto Yonti there. Just give him a bit of a love tap into the butt, and that was Yonti losing the back end just a touch. He kept it together, though. There's no change of positions, but it has brought Yonti further away from Dan. Ultimately, that position was going to be lost anyway. There's no way he's going to be able to gain that back on Dan. But Fragioco pushing very hard now, trying to bring himself closer and closer to Brownie, looking for an opportunity by getting past Yonti. He's going to go around the outside now. This is going to be a tough one. Needs to try and keep it as clean as possible. He's not quite done it. And Yonti holds him back.
For what he had that, he looked in the best place to have a dive there. not even a dive, just the run around, but just didn't have the grip and the speed going through the outside of the corner. And Yonti's still holding on for now. Yonti's driving with the widest car on track at this point in time.
Yeah, he really is. We also need to keep an eye out for Jorn, because he's right on the back of Fredrioko's teammate, Dennis, who's sat comfortably in P6. Jorn has a mistake. That was a big move there. Looking for it. Yellow flag, sector 1. I'm not sure who or what that was. It's another yellow flag, though. It's turn 1, turn 2 area.
Pass
Who's falling apart?
Classic.
Ah.
Don't know if he's just getting out of the way of the front runners, but he's just dropped a bit of time. He's down in 15th. He's not going to get points. He's still going to finish. And Frederico has now got past with DRS on Yonti. Yonti now, is he going to fight this? Or is he just going to take it? Beaker says fastest lap. You might still get a point if one other car DNFs in front of him. And it will be a double point.
Jurislav has a lot of penalties, if I remember correctly. Yes, he is quite a way ahead, though. 14 seconds to the next guy. But Brownie,
I think the magic word. Stop saying a McLaren driver and penalties. It's not working.
Sorry, I'm trying my best, but I can't help it.
Orange.
Brownie is just making mistakes left, right, and centre. He cannot, for some reason, keep it together. I think, I mean, I've not done the maths yet because I've not worked it out, but surely Brownie's going to be still below Yonti. I think Yonti's going to gain on him as well.
12 seconds penalties and a 5 second.
15. I've just had to confirm 15 plus 5.
Oh, so Jorn Dennis. Jorn Dennis going up towards the hill. Sorry. Jorn is through. He nearly got squeezed onto the grass to go past Dennis, but now has the inside line. Is he going to make a stick? Is Dennis going to fancy the switch back? Does fancy it, but he just can't do it.
No.
Jorn has it, but now Dennis has DRS. He's looking. Sending.
Oh.
And
that was so close.
He kept the receipt off Jorn's sent and claims it straight back off him.
Yep. No refunds, he says. I'm keeping that one, thanks, mate. And that's it, done. And Jorn's going to have to try his best to stay with him, but he also has to worry about the car behind him, which happens to be Spicy, not far behind him at all, literally sitting on the back of this battle. If either driver makes a mistake, if we see a recurrence of what we saw between Max and Beaker, then we could very easily be in that same scenario. Max down there in P13 now, not really having a good time at all due to that issue. Pass it getting cleanly out of the way. Spicy slowly but surely working his way to the battle for P6 here, but look at that ERS usage. 13% after breaking into turn 1.
Well, I mean, the guys in front aren't that much better. They're only 10% better than him. But Spicy's going to be hoping one of the giraffes in front makes a little mistake and he can slide through. And they are still battling. Jorn is now back ahead of Dennis. But Dennis again, I've gone the wrong way. Dennis has DRS and it's so far back, he's not going to be making a move here, nor is Spicy though at this stage. Now going to come to this midfield section. Just hold on to the car in front. And the car is in front. Copy's about to start flying the final lap. As who's that trying to overtake him? Trying to be overtaken by someone. That's his teammate. That's Max.
Of course, yeah.
That's the last person you want to see when you're leading a race trying to unlap you, isn't it?
Yeah, pretty much. It's quite a scary moment to be in anyway, but yeah. A big battle going on here between Spicy and Dennis. Dennis manages to just hold on to that position. Spicy's all over the back of him now. Jorn's managed to get away over a second, so this is going to mean that Dennis isn't going to use DRS down the back straight. He's going to... Oh, how did he get DRS?
It was 0.7 behind.
It showed a second on my screen. But either way, Spicy's alongside of him as well, coming up towards turn 3. Dennis is going to run deep into this corner. Never mind. I don't know how he slowed his car down that much. It looked like he was carrying way too much speed. But no, he managed to bring it around the corner beautifully fine. DRS as well, still on the back of it. He's just teetering on the edge though. 7. Now he's brought himself into 6/10. Jorn ready to be attacked again.
But this is it. This is the final few corners. There's not long to go. And is there enough time for a quick, cheeky dive? I think the answer to that is no, unless you're right on the back end of the guy in front of you. Closest of which is Dennis. And so Brownie's sliding down. He's down to 3rd. He's going to go down another one.
Oh, hold on. What happened to Fragioko's race? Oh, he's done it. He's got P3, but he fell seriously behind, didn't he?
No, that was the brownie you're comparing him to.
Yeah, that's right. But Spicy manages to jump both Jorn and Dennis on penalties. Spicy drove a clean enough race to be able to claim P6. Brownie sits P5 after all the problems he's had in this race. Dwip will take 10th unless Beaker can jump any positions, and he can't. So P11 is where he sits. Duxby will come across the line and sit P12. And, I mean, that was just an exciting race from beginning to end, really, wasn't it?
Yeah, good luck to the stewards, though.
Yeah, that's true.
I think this one might be a long time in a little steward's room. After that, there's a fair few little incidents for them to investigate. But a great race.
I thought we might have seen a different Max today, but no, it seems that the old Max just shone through again. But Copy takes his first league race of the season. Very well deserved. Really well driven, actually. I have not seen him drive that well in a long time. We critique him quite hard a lot of the time, and today he really delivered. He only got one penalty. The two clean drivers in the top 10, or at least in the top 3, were Dan and Fragioco. Fragioco, I got you. I knew you was going to make it. P3. I'm very proud.
You got that one right, didn't you?
I did. That was the only one I got right, though.
Nothing.
It was a tough one. Brownie and Yonti did what they could. Brownie let us down a little bit. But Copy takes the race win with Dan in P2. Fragioco taking 3rd. Yonti in 4th with Brownie in 5th after having a lot of penalties applied to him. Spicy taking 6th with Yorn in 7th. Dennis in 8th. Jurislav 9th. Dwip takes the final point in 10th. Beaker getting the best of the rest after a major collision with Max earlier on in the race. Duxy B taking 12th. Max in 13th. Absit in 14th. Pasic 15th. And the only DNFer today is Astro Boys, who DNF through frustration. Well,
drive of the day?
I'm going to give it to Fragioco.
Fair enough. I'll back you up on that one.
I think he deserves it. Yeah, he does. He loves it. I mean, he deserves it, though, in fairness. He has been... He drove incredibly well. I'm very pleased that he managed to secure that. So good stuff to him. But that is it for the European Racing Series. We'll be back next week where we are in Britain.
I would have thought you'd know these sorts of things by now. You seem to be on top of it.
I'm pretty sure it's Britain.
But you are right, yes.
Yes, see, I knew that. So Britain, yeah. And now it's time for some open lobbies. Let's go at it all.